What's up, guys? Rob here from Live Entertainment, reunited with Derek from Mayday Parade. Dude, that new album, Sunnyland, is such a great record. You never disappoint, for starters.
Hey, thank you.
And this time, you know, the production team expanded a little bit. There's four producers this time around instead of the normal two that you usually get.
Yeah.
We added Howard Benson and John Feldman.
Mm-hmm.
Take me into the studio. What was that process like for this record?
Yeah, well, it was a pretty long process, really. We started writing this album like a year and a half ago, and then we recorded the songs with John and Howard last summer, a year ago.
Wow.
So that was kind of like the first step of it. We kind of like split it up into half and did kind of half of it with them and then half of it with Kenneth and Zach in Atlanta. And it was very cool, you know. It was cool to kind of step outside our comfort zone and, you know, go into a new situation with John and with Howard where we weren't sure exactly what to expect, and it was kind of like challenging, but a good challenge, you know. And then going with Kenneth and Zach is obviously like our home. You know, we love those guys and we've done so much with them. So it was cool to kind of like have those two sort of extremes and then bring it all together, you know? Yeah.
Right. Now, when working with Howard and Feldman, like, were they alike in any way? Or, I mean, were all four producers very different from each other?
I'd say it was all pretty different, honestly. I'd say Howard and John it was very different the way they both operate, but there's something really cool and unique and special about each of them. So I think it was good. You know, we were a little nervous to go about it this way. We've never split up a record in this way, and we were nervous it wouldn't feel like a rounded out album and it would be kind of like, you know, disjointed but I feel like it, you know, and we had Chris Lord-Alge mix all of it, so that had a lot to do with, I guess, kind of rounding out the sound. But yeah, it feels like it kind of has a good flow, and yeah.
Now, it's great because, like I said, the team got bigger, but it still sounds like Mayday. It still sounds like a Mayday record. As far as the writing process goes, like, how different was the writing this time around? Did they step in and help you out with writing? Were there any co-writers involved as well, or was this all you?
It was all us. Yeah, we didn't do any co-writing or anything, but we've kind of opened up our writing process to all of the band. Like, it used to be one or two, maybe three guys writing songs, but now it's all of us writing songs and all of us having songs that make it onto the album.
Right.
So which is incredible, and it really helps kind of diversify the sound, and you have all these different influences, and so that's the biggest thing that's kind of changed, is that we've opened it up to everybody writing together, and it's pretty cool.
Have you been doing anything different with your vocals? Have you been trying new things with your vocals within every record?
Yeah, certainly. You know, it's kind of, I guess, hard to pinpoint exactly what, but I try to always, you know, experiment with new things and try to push myself, you know, into new territories, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, with this being your sixth record, like, how do you feel, you know, the band has evolved since the debut album back in, what was it, 2007?
Yeah. Well, I think we've figured out, we have a much better idea of like just who we are as a band and what we believe in and what we stand for. But overall, the idea is kind of the same. You know, we started playing in this band just because it was 2005 was the October of almost 13 years ago, 2005. So
I still remember those Chain Reaction shows. How so much energy, like, no matter how packed that venue was, like, everybody still had that room to jump around and sing and move around with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's been a long, incredible journey, but yeah, like we just wanted to play music. You know, we just loved, you know, going out, and we wanted to make this happen. We'd all played in different bands together growing up, and we were trying to kind of find the right fit to, like, really make this, you know, happen.
Right.
And once we had the first band practice, it just kind of clicked. We're like, this is it, you know, and we just wanted to make it happen, and we still just enjoy playing shows, and we're lucky to still be able to do it, you know.
Yeah. Not a lot of bands can say they've been around for that long. I mean, 13 years, that's a crazy amount of time.
Absolutely, yeah, it's pretty insane, but we're happy to still be able to do it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we're meeting today on the first day of the last Vans Warped Tour. The Vans is a big staple for you guys. This is kind of how you guys started. I remember you guys were doing, you know, selling your merch, selling your albums in the lines back in the days. And you know, what does Vans Warped Tour mean? Not necessarily being in it, but just the idea of Vans Warped Tour. What does that mean to you as a musician?
Well, you know, I mean, it means a whole lot to me. It's been very inspirational to me and influential to me. I went to the first one in 2002 was the first one I went to. I was about 15 years old, and I was playing music, but, you know, in Tallahassee, Florida, there's not a lot of bands that come through, or like bigger bands, so we went to a lot of small shows. So Warped was the first kind of like big experience like this, of this festival and all these people together and all these bands and different kinds of music. Right. And it was just incredible, and that even more just kind of cemented the idea of like, this is what I have to do, this is what I want to do, you know. So it's meant a lot to me, and then of course, as you said, it's done so much for our band. So you know, it's very special to us, and just this, you know, there's nothing else like this.
Right.
There's nothing else in the world like this. So it'll be very tough to have it be gone, but you know, the idea will continue, and yeah, it's just a community, and you know, everyone puts everything else aside, and we just come to have fun and celebrate music and art and so many other things, and it's an incredible thing. Yeah.
Right. Now, Sunnyland dropped on the 15th, which was last week. Mm-hmm. This is basically the first tour for the record. Can we expect a proper headline tour after Vans Warped Tour?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we have everything kind of for the next year, almost a year and a half, like roughly planned out. We haven't announced anything yet, so I can't say, you know, specifics. Right. But yeah, we'll definitely be back doing headliner. We're doing all international, you know, everywhere we can go. It's going to be a busy time.